Hello, I'm Greg Rinckey. I'm one of the founding partners of Tully Rinckey. And today we're going to talk about the costs of a divorce. The biggest cost in divorcing a spouse is likely going to be the attorney fees. How much is a divorce going to cost? Well, the answer is it depends. Most attorneys bill in hours. So it's important to understand the hourly rate for the attorney that's going to be assigned to your case. In our case, oftentimes we will use associates as well to try and keep the billing rate down on your case. The other thing that's important to realize too when you're filing for divorce is there's court cost of filing for the divorce, and then there's other court costs that become involved in a divorce action. If the case becomes contested and we need to have evaluations done, there could be costs for an evaluator to evaluate property and to do a financial analysis of a business. So those costs can go up. The other thing is document processing and obtaining documents. Therefore, if you can obtain the documents from your marriage and all of the financial assets and the tax returns and the mortgage, it will make the attorney's job easier because it'll save time and it'll also save on cost of obtaining those documents. The other thing too is how much are you and your spouse going to fight over things, and how much time is going to be put into negotiating either a separation agreement or fighting it out in court. Remember, contested divorces are expensive, so it's in everyone's best interest if you can try and resolve the case short of going to litigation. So if you can try and reach a settlement agreement with your spouse, obviously you should not agree to anything until you run it by an attorney. But one way to keep costs down is to use a mediator to do mediation. And oftentimes that will keep costs down as well. So cooperation is oftentimes important. However, it's also important to balance cooperation with ensuring that your rights are protected and your future rights are protected. You don't want to just agree to everything because oftentimes one party will agree to something that is not in their best interest and they'll waive off on certain things. They will waive off on retirement accounts or a portion of the house. And over time, those incomes can add up. Therefore, it's very important that you run everything by an attorney. So how much is your divorce going to cost? It really depends on a lot of different factors. But that's very important during the consultation to talk to the attorney that you're consulting with about cost. How are their billable hours factored? How often do they bill? And what are the costs for receiving documents, copying, and also if you have to go to court, what are the court expenses? So it's an important part of the consultation is to realize how much a divorce is going to cost.